Deadlifts are like a trained tiger. 99% of the time, if you know what you're doing, you're as safe as a padlock. But that one time if it goes wrong, you know you're gonna get bit. The easy answer to the question, are deadlifts dangerous, would be, not if you're doing them correctly, bending with your hips and not your back. And if you're using deadlifts as a way to practice that hip hinge, then video over. Yeah. The actual answer is more complex. If you bend moving backwards with the hips rather than upwards with the back, this is the most basic movement pattern for the legs. Learn to do this and you're a third the way to good leg function. The gym's the laboratory and the deadlift's the test tube of this bend pattern. It's the controlled environment where you can assess the variables to get it right so that you can get it right in everyday life. And that's not dangerous. It's called the deadlift because you're lifting the weight off the floor from a dead stop, i.e. not moving, which is a daily occurrence. But a lot of people have found that deadlifts still have that good fellas feel about them. You're never too sure whether you're getting funny Tommy or psychotic Tommy DeVito.
Funny how? I mean funny like I'm a clown, I amuse you? I make you laugh? I'm here to fucking amuse you? What do you mean funny? Funny how? How am I funny?
Now, nearly 200 years ago, there was a fashion for performing a partial deadlift that they called a health lift. The pull started from just above the knee. So how did lifting something from a dead stop go from the elixir-like moniker of health lift to something that's synonymous with corpses? And considering the internet explosion of Aster grass bandits and limbo lunatics who are correlating every positive characteristic known to man or woman on how low they can go, how did the partial movement fool so many people that it was healthy? Well, the health comes from two reasons. One, the health lift is an unspecified number of inches off the floor to suit you compared to the deadlift that is a maximum of 8.8 inches at Olympic disc height. Having the choice of where you start the lift that's best for you makes it a more tailored option. In a deadlift, the weight's arbitrarily set by the height of the weight that you're using. Unless you believe that God etched the bar height on a pebble and handed it to Moses along with that other list of rules, it's not set in stone. It's just accepted as the height to standardise for competition, and for most, this is lower mid-shin height. 2. The health lift starts after the fireworks at the knee, bringing it closer to the centre of mass, making it more PG than 18. In a conventional deadlift, the first danger happens taking the bar from the start position to above the knee. This is because the bar starts further away from the centre of mass and in front of you. To get the bar to clear the knees, it may actually move slightly away for some people. But whoever you are, you're going to be putting your low back at a slight mechanical disadvantage because the bar has to stay out in front of the body a bit longer. Some get the bar closer by straightening the knees and turning the move into more of a straight leg deadlift. This is going to shift the load away from the quads and bring it more onto the glutes and hamstrings. Others use a sumo deadlift, which gets the knees right out the way and makes the shin angle more vertical. And for those with the flexibility in the hips, this can be a sweet move. There are loads of variations, which I run through in, 12 deadlift variations, sir. Which suits you? And understanding them will help you find your personal answer. We're all individuals bringing different limb lengths, joint mobilities, flexibilities, neural patterning, tendon attachment points, amongst many other things to the table. And we've all got different goals: strength, size, shape, fixing health, keeping health. So don't be a fundamentalist. It's not the weight in front of you that's dangerous, or twisting and bending with weight that's a disaster, because life puts things in awkward places to reach. But open your mind to the idea that your particular levers and physical attributes might not put you in the optimal position to lift biomechanically. And that means approaching and adapting all deadlifts with the same caution that you would approach any strange, cumbersome looking mass on the floor. But do you know what the number one reason that people get injured deadlifting in any variation is? I know this! Biomechanics! Good answer! Okay, computer, we're looking for biomechanics. Sorry. In our survey of 100 people, the number one reason is ego. So think about that. It's not genetic, physical, skeletal or muscular. It's psychological. It's all in your mind. Biomechanics is the second reason though. If there were no markings on plates and nobody knew how much anyone lifted, very few people would get injured. With the most rudimentary instruction from the worst personal trainer in the world, we're all equipped with an inbuilt warning system that tells us when we're trying to lift something too heavy. It just feels wrong and we don't do it. We go, nah, can't be done. The problem is when somebody else comes along and does it, or we did it in a previous session. Then it goes from, nah, can't, to, it can, I just didn't do it. Cue ego. Ego messes with and recalibrates the effort, and that's where the biomechanics come into play. If you want to take the danger away, choose a variation that complements your personal anthropometry and anatomy. Look at each rep individually and use loads, reps and sets that look identical in performance to when it was light. Because if your ego's splashing the cash, it's coming from your biomechanics bank account. It's not deadlifts that are dangerous. It's your ego about it that is. And I'm saying that as a man who used to own a deadlift credit card. I hope this helps. Share this with anyone that you see lifting anything heavy, and deadlifts aside, please subscribe. Woo! Woo!